Welcome to the Behind the Art Inspiration podcast. In these special edition episodes of Creative Lifebook interviews, I'll meet with the co-authors of the book, Creative Lifebook, and discuss their creative life hacks. We will also touch on how the book has become a springboard for magic. In this episode, I connect with artist, writer, mindset coach, Cami Miller, the author of Chapter 3, Rest is the best tool in your productivity toolbox. I'm your host, Caroline Karp, filming from my Clearwater studio. Let's get to it. The Creative Lifebook is full of reflections on the art of living a fully expressed life, brought together by Jessica Hughes with 65 thought leaders, wellness experts, artists, and creatives. And the foreword is written by Joe Vitale. So welcome, Cami. I'm so excited to have you here with me all the way from Huntsville, Alabama.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here.
We've been chatting a little bit before, I pressed record, and I admitted that I had just taken a nap, but I don't want to talk too much about that. Tell me let's start off with how you find that to be productive.
So when I was going through treatment, I would hit day 4 after I'd had chemo, and I would be totally wiped out, mentally, physically, just exhausted, but I couldn't turn my mind off. And I finally just had to step back, let go. Basically, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't really nap yet, but I would just sit there and stare at the ceiling because I had to lie in bed and breathe. And I started realizing that when I just let go and just relaxed my body, relaxed my mind as much as I could, that the next day, maybe even the next hour, just depending on when it was, I was much more alive. I mean, I felt alive is just the best word I can use to describe it right now. Just things were, firing better. Things were coming to me more easily. Had I kept trying to push, those same things would have taken twice as long or more. And so I just started trying to incorporate that more and more into my life. It's a practice. It's not anything perfect because I still get wrapped up in the doing instead of the being and stopping.
Mm-hmm. Like a human doing instead of a human being.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. And I fall victim to that too, still.
And so sorry about that. What are some of the other, I use this book kind of like I can research all the authors in here. So I can go in and I can just look and I can be like, so tell me you talked about nap time. What other things do you do that you would like to suggest to others?
One of the biggest things that I found lately, I'm been a student of nervous system regulation for quite a while now, especially because of my daughter. She's having a lot of anxiety issues, and I have as well. One of the biggest things that I've found that has helped, and it's the simplest thing in the world that you can do, is breathing. And I don't mean any of the structured breathing where you have to count, how long you hold it or anything like that. Just simple breathing into your belly in the most organic way possible. Just slow, almost like you're starting to feel lazy about it, but you're noticing you're doing it. You can do it anywhere. No matter where you are, you're going to breathe anyway. So why not just take a moment and be aware of it? And it's almost like now that I've practiced that so much and know to start just noticing it flowing in through my nose and back out through my nose, it's become almost a meditation wherever I am when I need a moment to just step back.
I'm doing it right now.
It's so simple, and I think that's why it's so overlooked.
You're also an abstract painter, and I've been admiring the painting that's right behind you that I swear it's a flower, but
It
it's
is a flower.
fire.
But it's one of my favorite paintings.
Mhm.
And that I cannot tell you how that came about. It just organically appeared while I was painting. And it has become one of my favorite, and I'm reluctant to get rid of it.
I would like to sell it, you mean?
Yeah, it brings me joy. So I have two that I will never get rid of, or I say I will never, but
You, if I'm remembering correctly, are going to host a retreat. Is that correct?
yes.
I'd
I
love
have
to
two
hear about
business
that.
partners, Don Beauvais and Lynn Mazzolini, and we are hosting a retreat in September in Sarasota, and it's a women's retreat. And we've just been planning it. We had a meeting yesterday and came up with our mission statement,
Mhm.
which I would be happy to read to you if you would like. Because it's our passion project. We're very passionate about it, and what we're wanting to do is help women unleash, nourish, and expand their feminine power by using creative practices and techniques in the sacred, heart-aligned containers of our magical retreat experiences. We
Nice.
want to help women who normally do not think of themselves first, learn how to get back into their bodies, hone their intuition, and just really start giving to themselves so that ultimately they'll be able to give more and better to the people they love.
And it's not just for artists, right?
It's not just for artists. No. We will have art activities that, exercises that we do, but no, it is not. It's not just for artists.
Mhm.
It's for any woman who wants to transform their life in some way.
Well, that sounds super exciting. And it'll be a beautiful venue because you're probably by the water or on the water, I would assume, right? If it's in Sarasota.
In Sarasota, we're very close to Siesta Key Beach, which is supposed to be the #1 rated beach in the US.
Mhm.
We have loads of fun and magical things in store. We're
That's
actually
like less or a little bit more of an hour from my Clearwater studio. It's so
oh
close.
oh, it is close.
Yeah,
You'll have to come. We'll have
I know. I
to.
have to show up. So getting back to your creative life hack, what else would you like the viewer or the listener to learn from your chapter? Because back to the book, you can open up to any page, right? And learn something new. And what I have found from interviewing all these authors is that even though the hack might seem a little different, it's all about bringing wellness to others. Like, we're all connected in our message and how we view the world. And we might use different words, but it's all very similar. So let's link back to the book and tell me a little bit more.
um, I would say that when you start approaching this idea of rest, think outside the box. What makes you feel good? And like I said, I mean, #5 was moving your body is still resting your mind.
Mhm.
And a lot of people don't think about that when they think they need to rest. They think they need to just stop or
Right.
lie down and close their eyes. And that's not it. You can rest in any moment. Like I said with the breathing, you can find rest in any moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where we have to, like I said, start thinking outside of the box
Mm-hmm.
and what feels good for you.
Yeah, and a lot of female entrepreneurs, because you're an entrepreneur, I'm an entrepreneur, we're not working within that 9 to 5 schedule. And our days can start in any time of the day and they can go until any time of the night. And The rest, I agree, comes with like I play pickleball and I play golf and I ride my bike and I'm certainly being active and I'm moving my body. But you're absolutely right. That's the rest, and that's when you can get hits on things that guide you in the next step of whatever you're trying to work out.
Definitely.
You
I
know?
hike, and that's what I call my hikes my office hours because I get so many downloads during my hikes.
Yeah.
But I've opened up an app on my phone called Day One,
Yeah.
and I do what I call field notes every day. I date it and just I start dictating while I'm walking.
Oh, I absolutely know what you're talking about because it's the craziest times, and you're like, okay, I need to capture this, but
That and
I love
3:30 in
it.
the morning for me, for some reason.
What time?
3:30.
You know what? I got up the other night at 3:36 in the morning, and I was like, I'm okay. I'm just up. I'm up. I can go back to sleep, but I need to. That's interesting. And are you in the Eastern time zone?
I'm in Central.
You're in Central. Okay. Yeah, there's something about it's like this time where it's past midnight. It is the next day.
Mhm.
Um, it must be a special time. Yeah.
They call that 3 o'clock hour the witching hour.
Mm.
And I think that's when a lot of my good ideas come. So I always have my phone handy so I don't ever turn on a light or anything, but I'll dictate into my notes app just
Yeah.
to get it out. And then I can usually go back to sleep.
Yeah, me too. Interesting. So we all have similarities. Like,
We do. I have several friends that have that same phenomenon occur. And I also think it's about tuning into we were talking about this on, Dawn and Lynn and I were talking about this, about female cycles are so different from men's. Men's are 24 hours, women's are 28 to, 32 days. And not only that, but I've noticed I have monthly cycles, like times in like months of the year where I do certain things. Like
yes.
to me, January feels like rest.
Hmm.
Usually that's everybody else in the world is gearing up for the new year. And for me, that is pure rest. And it's when February rolls around that I start working on my goals. So, I mean, that's just one example, but I think that's another thing that we as women are starting to tune into. And that also helps us notice our patterns of rest.
And my May is when it all starts get popping. Like it starts popping in May.
This has been an active May.
Hmm.
I can agree with that.
And last year I started my live painting tour where I went literally all over the place. I was in DC this weekend last year and Italy,
Oh, nice.
April though, Italy in this past April, to kind of keep it going. But yeah, I totally understand what you're talking about. So is there anything else you want to tell us about? Where can people find you to learn more and work with you, find more about you, learn about that spectacular retreat?
Right now, you can, if you're on Instagram or Facebook, I'm Cami Baker Miller on both, and that's CAMI. And I have a link in my bio right now that you can go to see what I offer as far as coaching. There's also a link in my bio for the retreat wait list, which we're getting very close to publishing the information for. And if you get on the wait list, you're first in line to hear about it and there's a special discounted rate for the first few
Mm-hmm.
people sign up. And I think that's that's
Okay,
all.
and I'll put that in the show notes so people don't have to memorize it. But thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you everybody for watching and listening as I share my love of art, connection, collaboration, and art. It would be great if you subscribe by hitting the little bell or whatever you see there. Being a facilitator of conversation, I pose open-ended questions. In this case, I can just research the book. And then the conversation flows true Caroline style. And thank you again. Take care.
Thank you very much.